Ruff Ryders is beginning to grow, going through the roof. I actually wanted to spin it back. There was something I missed asking. When the Locks were campaigning to get off of Bad Boy, how did that affect your relationship with Puff?
No, I mean, that was between them and him. It wasn't between me and him. We still had our rapport, you know, and they was going through their little, that was business, you know, it's just business. It's nothing I could do about that. It's not like it's a beef with me and him. It's business, you know, they don't want to, you know, and what happened was me and Puffer's family, you know, like it's a difference with me. I could go in the room and be, hey, look, this is what we're going to try to do. They don't want to be here. I mean, what we going to do to try to figure this out? So me and him went through, we talked, and then we figured out X, Y, and Z, and he released them because, you know, Puff don't release nobody.
Yeah.
You know, sit there until you get crutches.
It was tough.
Yeah, you're going to be in a wheelchair with Puff. You're going to be 90 years old. I'll let you go when you're 90. but he was family with me, so me and him came into a understanding, and we agreed on, you know, I said, let them go, you know, I raised them, you know, so for me it's a little different because I took them to school. I watched them grow. So I was like, you know, do the favor. So he did me that favor and released them to me with pay, though, you know, it should probably cost me about $2 million. I don't know how much it cost, but yeah, it was something like that we had to pay him like $2 million, and then he released them. And that's when we was with Jimmy Abbey and them, so they paid it. We got them over, and then we was able to work them from there. That's the only reason why they got away.
My question is, we're going to take a 5-minute break. All right. You know, sometimes on the show, we take a break. We start to hear the most interesting stories. And sometimes I get caught up in it, and I'll be like, oh, yeah. And they finish it. But then we start again, and it's like, damn, we missed that. You know what I mean? In this particular moment, you was talking about the day that Leo Cohen, matter of fact, rewind back, Irv Gotti's role in DMX and getting signed to Def Jam. What was your relationship with Irv Gotti?
Irv was he was one of our producers that we was working with before. He was just a good producer. He was from Queens, so he used to come to Yonkers all the time. So he worked with X, and we was working in there. He knew about X before the world knew, because he was one of the ones that worked with us. Was Irv, Grease, PK, Swiss, just different people was working. But Irv was from Queens, and he knew him, but he happened to get a job at Def Jam.
That was after Ja Rule got signed.
No, this was before Ja Rule. This was before Ja Rule.
Right.
So he had got a job at Def Jam. He was doing A&R work over there, and they kept telling him. They must have asked him, you got an artist you believe in? And he was like, yeah, I got an artist. And he was talking about X. But they didn't know X at that time. So he was like, you know, I got an artist, you know, his name is DMX, blah, you know, and he must have said, you know, he growled, da. And they was like, oh, come on, we ain't into the dog business.
Right.
He said, we're not into the dog business, you know, we don't feel like buying dog food, so they cracking on. They're joking on them hard, heavy.
Right.
So he got upset, and he quit.
He quit over that?
Yeah, because they wasn't respecting his ear.
Right.
So he's like, I'm telling you, he's nice. He's one of them. They was like, oh, we don't want to hear that. I mean, come on. So whatever it is, he quit, and I guess he quit for a little bit, and then Leo went back and got him and was like, no, come on back, don't worry, it's all right. So he went back, he was working, everything was working. So I guess he panned it out with Leo, and then he's like, you know what, I'm gonna take you up there. And it was about maybe a couple of weeks later after he got his job, he pops up at the studio, and we was in the studio. He called, was like, yo, I'm bringing Leo up there. I was like, all right, bring him. You know, we had X, everybody, Kiss, everybody was in there. So he came in the room, and we playing him all type of different stuff, and he was like, everything is good, but where's X? So X was sitting over there. He wasn't really doing nothing. He was just sitting there. And I was like, he right here. And I was like, X, come here for me. So he came. And at this time, we had was doing some music with him, and Leo was like, you know, let me hear something. And Irv was like, yeah. So I put the beat on. So he's rhyming. X is like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. He rhyming. He doing what he do. He was like, you know, it ain't too much impressive more than anybody else. I mean, it's good rapping, good stuff. He wasn't really too crazy. But he was like, you know, I like it. It's okay. It's not too. But the twist was when he was rhyming, he's rhyming like I'm talking like right now. Clear, you can't hear nothing. So I was like, come here for a minute. So he came. He had just had a situation. And I was like, here, I opened his mouth. He had a cage on his mouth. His jaw was wide. But he was rhyming like I'm talking. So you couldn't tell his jaw was wide. He was like, okay, now we can, that's what kind of got him the deal when he opened his mouth and his jaw was wide shut. But he was talking, rhyming like I'm rhyming.
DMX rapped for Leocorn with a wired shut jaw and sounded like he was regular
Just
talking.
like me and you talking, yeah. I couldn't tell the difference.
Spirit of God was in him.
You didn't know that his jaw was wired.
Wow.
But that kind of impressed Leo at that time when he opened his mouth and he seen his mouth was wide shut. He was like, okay. So that was more impressive than the rhyme.
And from there, DMX got signed.
Yeah, we got a deal and we worked and we just.
And those guys that laughed at Irv he got fired.
They probably, I don't even, Irv, you know what? They probably put Irv in a higher position over them guys.
Yeah,
so they worked for him.
Right.
So Irv was here and he brought X to the table. So we did, we had his first, we did his album. We did his first album. What was it, Darkest Hell's Hot one?
Yeah,
Yeah, Darkest Hell's Hot. So we gave him that album. Little Buzz, so he sold 5 million on that album.
Yeah, Little Buzz.
Little Buzz.
Some like.
Come on, D. Little Buzz too. He sold 5 million.
He sold 5, but that was like big back then.
That was very big back then.
Speak now.
The only other person that did that at the label was Jay-Z. He was the only other person that did that.
And then he went and did it again.
Yeah, and then
Later on that same year.
he did it again the same year. We dropped 2 albums in 1 year.
Yeah, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of
And
My
he
Blood.
sold another 5 million. So he sold 10 million that year.
So that's Diamond, right?
Yeah.
No, one project.
One project, but then
I mean,
first
we put
album
them together as
Diamond.
Diamond.
Yeah.
10 million worth. He did Diamond
Did
worth.
Diamond
to
first,
this
but
day.
it's not Diamond.
Right.
But he dropped. Did 5 million, then did another one, 5 more million.
And
So
then
that's-
he did it, and then there was X in 2000.
Yeah.
Now Jay-Z's told a story about going on tour with you guys. And how he had to step his
Problematic
game
that
up
is.
after DMX would get out there and perform. Like he had to figure out.
Right.
I heard it.
Yeah. Well, what was it like going on tour? That was the Hard Knock Life tour, right?
Was it the Hard Knock?
Yeah, that was.
It was the Ruff Ryders and the Rockefeller tour. Was it hard?
Rough Riders Rockefeller.
Yeah, I think it
No,
was one
Ruff
of the
Ryders and
tours.
Cash Money.
That was the first one. That was with
Yeah,
Baby.
and then the
them.
second one
Then
was
we
Hard
did
Knock Life.
Hard Knock, yeah.
Yep.
We did that one. That one was when X and Hov, we was trying to figure out who would go last.
Who was co-headline?
Yeah. The goal was this. Because they was always going back and forth, X and Hov. They didn't really get along. He thought he was better. X thought he was better. And this goes all the way back to the battle in the Bronx.
On that pool table.
That's where it all
Were you
started.
there for that?
Yeah, I was there.
All right, tell us. Tell us what happened.
Yeah,
Tell us
word.
what happened.
This is how the battle went. It wasn't even an X and J battle.
It was a cipher that turned into a battle.
It was a friend of mine's, Mac. He lived in my building. He had his group, and Hov was a part of the original Flavors.
Right.
So they was rhyming. He was on that side, and my guy Mac had a group of artists that was from where we was from, but Mac used to come with us. So he called me and was like, "Yo, come over here right quick and bring X." But we wasn't really trying to battle. He just said, "Bring him so you can see." But the original Flavors was battling Harlem Nights. So they was battling. So what happened was they stopped battling. They got in gridlock. So they took Hove and put him on the table, right? But you know, X wasn't supposed to be there. I just happened to bring him there. He would have crushed them if they didn't have X because they had backup.
Right.
Dame had Hove right over there, so he said it was getting out. He said, I know, I'm gonna wait till after a couple of rounds, and then I'm gonna put Hove on the table. And then by that time, he knew that what they had wasn't gonna be able to make them win the battle.
Right.
But they didn't know. We bought X and we snuck him in. He just came with me.
Right.
It wasn't. They didn't know that X was there.
Was there money on the line?
No, it wasn't no money on the line. It was more for the sake of the saying who's the best.
Right.
But they would have won if we didn't come with X, because the Harlem Knights wouldn't have been able to stand once Jay got on the table.
So low-key, you saying y'all won.
We say we won, they say they won. So we won.
So how did X get? How did X get?
How does that even work out?
Wait, so how did X even get on the card to even battle?
Huh?
Did X battle at that event?
Yeah, he battled because what happened was Jay got on the table, right? They put Jay, but they don't know X is there. They thinking it's just them, the regular people that's around. X had came in with me. He was standing over there. He don't even know he's battling. And I was like, all right, he put him on the table. I was like, all right, come here. I said, put X on the table. And we put X on the table.
There's no footage?
They went.
Yeah,
You know what?
footage.
There was a little bit of footage.
A little something.
I think Dame got a little bit because I spoke to him not too long ago. He might have a little bit, but I think they turned the camera off. They didn't get a lot of it.
Somebody was losing.
No, it's
That's
old.
why the cameras went off.
It's old and grainy, but you can. It's,
Yeah.
and it's like at a weird angle. But
Yeah,
there's
somebody,
little footage.
they probably got a little bit, but it wasn't what we would have wanted to be able to determine who won. But they both was nice, so you know what it was. And we was in there, and they was rhyming for about 2 hours straight.
Definitely.
And this is before.
Neither one of them was on. Nobody had a deal yet. Nobody had
crazy.
a deal, but they both.
Crazy. That's legendary.
That was.
That's crazy.
Neither one of them had a deal at this moment when we was in the Bronx. Nobody had a deal. They believed in Hope, and we believed in X. So we just went there and it worked. They was both good. To me, I say it was a draw because they both was nice. You know, we couldn't just say he's nice. It wasn't like that. It was like I just gotta say both of y'all nice.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.